Two guys right now battling back and forth for the #1 spot, Zaire and Yinhong 187. Today, we're going to take a look at some of Zaire's replays. It's crazy that he's picking such... It looks like any other level of RTA based on the fact that he's just picking... I mean, he did pick some LD5s, but he could have picked just like all LD5s. So you do see some like normal alms. You see Diana, you see Juno, you see Nana, you see things that most people actually have. And then you got the light unicorn, which is nice too, but not necessarily like super ridiculous OP top tier triple S tier units. So you see him just using stuff that most people actually have access to, which I think is cool. I mean, for this match, for some of his matches, he's picking a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But I think it's nice to actually be able to see some of the good units that people can use and actually win with. Also, I like to see Praha here because I think that Praha is actually an underrated unit. She's a fantastic unit. I like to use her. So it's nice to actually see her being used. And then you see Diana and Nana. I mean, people are finding more ways to deal with Nana this season than they were in the past. They were like, yo, she needs to get nerfed. She's way too OP, etc., etc. So Nana's not quite as strong as she was when she was first buffed. I mean, they did nerf her, but she's not quite as, just with the amount of HP they revived to. But yeah, she's not quite as OP as she was when she was first buffed. So now they have one stack again. Just Diana doing Diana things, right? And at this point, I think that they're in that Zaire is in a fairly safe spot that he can just start doing some cycling. I mean, even if he goes down, he's got one stack from Nana, so he can just come right back up. There's just that, yeah, at this point, he's got two stacks now. That's game. Let's take a look at the next match. First pick Nana for the second one. We don't really see a crazy amount of LD5. I mean, we of course see Gianna, but aside from that, we don't see a crazy amount. I was going to say they're lacking damage from Zaire's side. They do have the Gianna, but aside from the Gianna, they don't really have that much damage there. They're looking for the additional damage from that and the Juno. That's their basic damage sources. And then we have Wusa skill 2, and we have the additional damage from the fire, I was going to say a fire bison. That does not really look like a bison. And they're actually using Ganny Hathor. So the skill 2, or actually just the additional damage in general, because additional damage with skill 3 is also going to be strong there. So he went for the skill 3 because he knew that he had the delayed promise again, so he could just afford to go for the skill 3. And then that should not take care of Juno, but Juno's coming back regardless. She is going to come back without those buffs, though, so she's not going to heal the team. Does Riley violent proc? It's also nice to see Riley, which is a fusion unit. Comptos actually gave us a fusion unit that is meta in RTA. It's crazy, but I think that's actually really good. I think that's really good of them, and I also think that that's really good for the game, is to give... So he actually did not wind up winning this one against Ganny Hathor. Ganny Hathor Wusa is a strong comp this season. I've been seeing a little... Ganny Hathor never really went away. It's always been used, even when it was much less popular, but it's kind of been making a little bit more, climbing back and back and back and back into more and more and more people using it. Now with Wusa being, it's the thing with Wusa now. Next match, this person on the left-hand side, I feel like if I drafted like that, oh, never mind. I was gonna say, I feel like if I drafted like that, I would get massively punished for it. But he's got the Tianlang, so he can afford to draft like that and not really get as punished. Tianlang gets banned out because Tianlang is going to be a counter to both the Ragdoll and the Gianna, and that's why... There you go. Okay, so let's see how this... But I feel like he's just going to get punished now, especially with all the LDs. And then two stacks there. That went down pretty fast, that Nephthys. So... Yeah, at this point, that's just game, because those Dragon Knights are so strong, and then that turn cycling. Anytime they try to do the AoE from the Water Striker, and then any of the AoE skills from the Xiongpeng, that's going to get punished by the Ragdoll passive. So, but I mean, as soon as you take the Tianlang out, this comp, kind of like this, does wind up getting punished with passives. He first picks the Molly into... that not, and then bans out the not, or maybe he knew what they were going to pick for the rest of them, and that's why he picked the Molly specifically. I'm sure he's played against this player before. Actually, one of the things that I think a lot of mid-game players don't know is a lot of these end-game high-level players have spreadsheets and documents of all of the information, maybe not all of the information, but a lot of the information on the other players at this level, so they know their different comps. They know that's like one of the things is like how you get to this rank, aside from spending money, aside from getting LDs, aside from extreme rune efficiency, things like that, like, you have to know your opponents. Like, they know if there are other players that they're facing at this level, they know what they have. So they know what they have, they know their play style, and they're prepared for it at the very beginning, so they can be like, oh, okay, this comp works against this thing that my opponent likes to play with. So look at all these LDs. I mean, again, we could see so many more LDs. Zaire has a crazy amount of LDs. He really only picked, did he pick Gianna here? I think he might have picked Gianna at the very beginning. And then it just got banned. But yeah, he's got so much stuff at his disposal. He really could, his comps really could look extremely ridiculous if he really wanted them to. But he's just trying to pick the most efficient thing. And the most efficient thing is not necessarily always LDs. The most efficient thing could just be like a Leo, which is a great unit. Could be a Riley, weirdly enough. Well, I say weirdly enough, but a lot of people already know that's not really a weird pick. That's a very effective pick. Riley does a lot. Riley can't be cooled down when she stacks her totems. Next match, I believe this is the same person that he was fighting the last time. So picks the Water Druid into the double snipe combination. Bans out the leaders, bans out the HP leader skill from the opponent's side, bans out the Water Druid. So let's see what winds up. Why do I always say let's see what winds up happening? Also, very interesting that he's not just picking. I just keep saying the same thing every time, don't I? That's not gonna kill. Yeah, that's not gonna kill his ragdoll. That ragdoll has extreme rune efficiency. That's not gonna kill him. So he's not just killing the, or he's not just picking the super crazy LDs. He's picking whatever is the best for the job. And the things that are best for the job, this is really cool to see though. Things that are best for the job: Wind Demon, Wind Monkey, very effective against. This guy's great at counter picking what his opponents are picking, not just picking the most expensive tools for the job. Zaire versus How to Play. This is like a legend matchup right here. This is something you would see in a legend tournament. Gianna Ragdoll come at. We see 5 LD5s. See a little bit more LD5s on here. Bans out the Tianlang, bans out the Wusa. Wusa, of all things. You got the Gianna on the field, you got the Ragdoll on the field. The Wusa is the one that's been. I'm just saying the unit might be slightly overtuned if that is the one that gets banned out. Over everything else, Wusa is off the field. That was the one that's like, yep, I gotta ban that. Okay, and then gets a lucky Violent Proc there. So that could have gone a different way. Lucky Violent Proc, which in 2 different ways kind of made this in How to Play's favor, right? Because then again, well, number 1 is an extra Soul Bead. And then number 2 is the unit is off the field. Abelio was there to heal things up, but he did not get the opportunity to do that. If he didn't get that Violent Proc, then he would have been able to heal that Ragdoll up. So unfortunately, did not get the heal on the matter of rune efficiency, getting the right monsters, and hoping that luck is on your side. Welcome to RTA. That's just RTA in a nutshell. Generally, those Pontos get ruined with high resistance though, because they do cleanse. So, and then welcome back. So he's got to kill that yet again. Do they have, hold on, I wasn't paying attention to the amount of defense. And another lucky Violent Proc, does that kill? That winds up, so again, Violent Proc one way, turn the match in one player's favor. Violent Proc the other way, turn the match in the other player's favor. So Wild Cure over here, and now at this point, it is in Zaire's favor, where it was strongly in How to Play's favor before. Violent Procs, guys, imagine that. Imagine Violent Procs actually having a big impact on the game. This is why you put Violent Runes on everything. This is it. So anyway, I think that at this point, Abelio is just going to be able to destroy things by himself, kind of. Like, I don't think he even needs the Gianna, to be honest. So the longer the match goes, the more the Abelios are going to be able to knock things off. Because generally, Abelios are on crit damage. So I have my Abelio on. I don't even have my Abelio runed on global server. I don't have him Devilmon either. I should probably get some Devilmons for him. But on Europe server, I actually pick him a fairly decent amount, and he's ruined on crit damage. I don't think his crit rate is too high though. I shouldn't have admitted to. Why did I admit to that? Why did I admit to having low crit rate on him? But he can do some pretty decent damage with crit damage. So I think at this point though, like the Abelio is just gonna do at this point. Yeah, GG. That was a crazy big clash of the Titans. He keeps getting matched up against this guy. I mean, there's not very many players playing right now that are at the point level that he is at, so that's why he keeps getting matched up with only a few different people. He's not going to match up with like C3 players, so he bans out the Nana. So one of the things very strong. I know a lot of people are having a problem with these comps of like, not necessarily the Light Monkey and Shung Pung, but you know what? It's RTA. So many people have all these crazy LDs anyway. But super crazy CC teams is just units with passives very, very strong against them, right? So you got the Molly passive for the glancing. Then you also have the Verti Heal passive to increase the attack gauge. And then you have 4 monsters that are going to do AoEs here. So actually, it looks like they're going to... Hold on. Does Molly Violent proc? Molly does not Violent proc. If Molly Violent procced a little bit more, that'd be a different situation. But are they actually? Who wins this one? Because they are down quite a decent amount on HP. And you know they got a lot of damage coming from those units, not just the CC. Because the thing with like a CC team like this is, if you're up to G2 with a CC team, like you need damage from that. Because that's kind of the drawback to having CC teams is like your opponent can come back from it if they have, if they like get some lucky breaks, some lucky opportunities here and there with their units and know what to pick. So you need enough damage to actually take them out. So actually, this is I think this is a similar comp that we saw a couple matches ago. Same player, and they actually won with it. I think they used the Fire Demon the last time, didn't they? But fairly similar draft, but went a different way. Same players, same comp. Let's see if we get different comp. Almost the same comp. Bans out the Leo, bans out the Nana on the opponent's side, still allowing all of that CC. However, they do still have the Ragdoll, they do still have the Light Pony, they do still have the Molly there as well, and they have the immunity and a little bit of a heal and a little bit of a crit resist, which is going to be really impactful for their team. Now, anytime they do AoEs, they don't have to worry about the Verd revenging. They'd have to worry about this Fire Striker revenging and then healing. And Fire Striker can basically solo Shung Pung, can solo the Dark Pioneer Wunsa as well. The biggest issue for the Fire Striker is going to be that Light Monkey and the crazy Violent procs that Light Monkey can potentially do. But now that they have immunity, it really doesn't matter at that point because that's GG there. Yeah. Anytime they were going to try to do AoEs at that point, the Fire Striker is just going to go absolutely bananas and just keep revenging and just keep healing back. And he's, even without the other units there, I mean, the Molly there just makes him stronger, but even without the other units there, he's just got so much potential to solo the team. I promise that this is actually a different match. I know they're picking the exact same picks, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They banned the Shung Pung instead of the what did they ban the last time? Instead of the Nana, they've been banning the Nana. They left the Nana and they banned the Shung Pung. She doesn't get any defense breaks. That is pretty big for that. Also, does not get the CC there. Does not get the CC from that Light Monkey. I wonder if he's just. I wonder if he just doesn't have that much accuracy. But this G2 player playing with the Light Monkey, of course he's going to have accuracy. He's not going to be like, oh, I have 10% accuracy. Why is this not landing? It's just it didn't land. RNG is RNG. So I'm sure that some of these units are built with high resist. All the units down there at the bottom are, well, aside from the Ragdoll. Ragdoll's usually not built with crazy resist. Usually Molly's built with super high resist. Usually the Amelia's, not Amelia, the Light Pony is built with super high resist, and the Fire Striker, as he's usually not built with like max resist, but he's usually got like trying to get some resist in subs here and there in innates. So just based on the comps that you use him in, he's generally like people try to get innates on this on the Fire Striker as well. He's now up to G3, which is extra impressive considering it is early in the season that he's accumulated so many points to actually get G3 this early in the season. So bans out the Gianna, bans out the Wusa. Well, they didn't pick any LD5s anyway, right? But I'm surprised he picked the Fire Striker so early in the draft. So he's going for, he's looking to do the Molong Reckless on the Annabelles, what I see here. That's kind of what this is telegraphing to me. Is he going to be able to... Oh, he didn't even go for it. He just went for the AoE. Okay. I thought he was maybe going to go... Well, I mean, he still does have that Soul Bead from Nana, so maybe he's going to go for the Reckless now. He's got the AoE. All right, and now he goes for the Reckless. And then he's going to... I mean, there's not a whole lot of heals on that side, though. There's the Molly heal, but she can only do so much unless she Valen procs like crazy. So, and then he's got all that sustain. They actually do wind up getting the crit into the skill 1. So now they have no heals aside from the self-heal from that water. But you see that even against the rank 1 player, sometimes the best pick is a regular element 4-star. I mean, not that they're necessarily winning with that regular element 4-star, but it was a strong pick in this specific comp. And then you do have, I mean, you do have the Ragdoll and the Nana there, which is super OP by itself, but yeah. GG. So anyway, guys, that's it for this one. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes the best unit is not the LD5. Sometimes the best unit is just, like, whatever does the job best. And all of these Onimushas are actually pretty nice. So anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you, as always, in the next one.